Recording start. Timestamp irrelevant. The chronometer on the wall has stopped again, or perhaps it is moving backwards. It is difficult to tell in this light. I am currently standing in aisle 4, section K, the subsection designated for biological hazards. The why magnetic tapes and paper files are stored here is a question administration refuses to answer. There is a smell. Ozone and wet copper. It's coming from the floor. I need to document this before I return to the desk. There is a stain on the concrete, roughly 3 meters from the shelf containing the Echo 17 series. It isn't water damage. It looks like soot, or perhaps black mold, but the edges are too sharp. They form perfect right angles. It's a geometric growth. I am stepping closer. The air is colder here. The growth is vibrating. Not the floor, the stain itself. It is humming. I will take a sample. Scalpel. Specimen jar. Good God, when I touch it, the black substance retreats. It reacts to thermal proximity. It is shrinking back into the microscopic fissures of the concrete, hiding from the light. It knows I am watching. This isn't a maintenance issue. This is an escape attempt. I have returned to the processing desk. The door is locked. I've jammed a chair under the handle, though I doubt that will stop whatever is in the vents. Let us focus. Focus on the work. That is the agreement. I catalog, therefore I am allowed to remain. Today's priority is the cross-referencing of the redacted witness interviews from the Somnus Act era against the physical evidence recovered from the offshore facility mentioned in Episode 4. I have found a recurring anomaly. A pattern. In the transcripts, subjects under deep hypnosis, those subjected to the sleep deprivation protocols of Project Nocturne, frequently describe a specific shape. They don't draw it. They can't. They claim the human hand lacks the articulation to render the angles correctly. But they describe it. A fractal of teeth. A staircase that folds into a throat. I have file 82B here. Subject, Arthur Vane. Date of interview, November 3, 1982. Vane was an architect before they took him. Listen to how he describes the layout of his dream. He isn't describing a building. He is describing a virus that looks like architecture. A contagious geometry. And I believe the layout of this archive was based on his description. Playing audio log recovered from the personal effects of Dr. Eris Thorne, lead researcher for Project Nocturne. The tape was found inside a box labeled Echo 17, which appeared on my intake roster this morning despite the box being covered in 20 years of dust. The label is handwritten. The ink is still wet. That is impossible, yet here it is. Dr. Thorne's voice is strained. He sounds like a man who has been awake for weeks. This recording corresponds to the week the facility went dark. Listen closely to the background noise. That is not static. That is the sound of the containment shielding failing.
Day 44. The visual virus has breached the observation deck. We were wrong. It's not a biological agent. It's an info hazard. The signal we pulled from the hydrophones, it encodes a shape. If you see it, it prints itself onto your visual cortex. You close your eyes, and it's still there, burning in the dark. It rearranges your neurons to process its reality, not ours. Vane saw it first. Now the security team is seeing it. They say the corridors are changing. They say the doors lead to places that shouldn't exist underwater. I've sealed the lab, but the geometry is bleeding through the walls. The angles of the room are wrong. The corner over there, it has 5 sides.
The tape cuts there. But the implications are catastrophic. Dr. Thorne describes an info hazard. A shape that acts as a key, unlocking a dormant part of the human brain that allows something else to enter. If the archive was built based on Vane's descriptions, then this entire building is a lens. A focusing mechanism. And I am the insect trapped under the glass. I need to check the hydrophone logs from episode 4 again. The topography of the trench. I am overlaying the sonar map with the floor plan of this facility. Give me a moment. My hands are shaking. The temperature in here has dropped 10 degrees in the last 5 minutes. It matches. God help us, it matches perfectly. The archive isn't just storing the records of the black signal. The archive is the signal, solidified into concrete and steel. We are sitting inside the receiver. And the vibration I felt in aisle 4? That wasn't a malfunction. That was the machine turning on. I have been cataloging the components of my own tomb. I must remain objective. Panic is inefficient. Panic consumes oxygen. I have approximately 4 hours of air left if the ventilation system has indeed been compromised by the mold. I am looking at the security feed for Sector 7. The camera is grainy, black and white. There is someone standing in the hallway. No, not someone. It's a suit. A hazmat suit, vintage, roughly 1980s design. It's standing perfectly still, facing the wall. It looks like the suits worn by the recovery team in the Echo 17 logs. But Sector 7 has been sealed since the 90s. The door is welded shut. How did it get in? It's moving. It's turning towards the camera. The faceplate is painted over. Black paint. A symbol. The same symbol from the floor. It's raising a hand. It's pointing up. Towards my office. The camera feed is cutting. The signal is degrading into geometric noise. It's not interference. The pixels are rearranging themselves into the pattern. I have to look away. I cannot look at the screen. If I see the full shape, I am compromised. I smashed the monitor. I had to. The glass is embedded in my knuckles, but the pain is grounding. It keeps the drowsiness at bay. The archivist must remain awake. But there is a new file on my desk. I didn't hear the pneumatic tube delivery system. I didn't hear anything. It's just sitting there, on top of the blood from my hand. A manila folder. No classification stamp. Just a date. The date is tomorrow. It's a transcript. A transcript of a recording made by Archivist Mercer. I am reading the first page. It contains the words I am speaking right now. I smashed the monitor. I had to. It's scripting me. The archive is writing the future. I am skipping to the end of the page. The last line says, Mercer looks up. The door is already open. I don't want to look up. I can feel a draft. The air smells like the ocean. Deep, stagnant water. And the humming, it's inside the room now.